With Komi Can Communicate, in a lot of senses, I always kind of feel like a broken record because the one thing that I'm always praising about Komi Can Communicate, but the reason that I do it is because I know so many of you are new to the channel, or maybe you just found the channel today on episode number 5, or maybe, somebody may find the channel on episode number 12, the very last episode of a season. They might find it on episode 1, never come back. So a lot of things are repeatable, but the one thing that I want to continue to always make sure that I hone in when it comes into Komi Can't Communicate is just the ability of storytelling that Komi Can't Communicate does and has. And I think one of the things that make Komi's anime really special is that it breaks each episode into, separate chunks, which I think is a great way for anime, and a lot of newer anime has been approaching storytelling this way, and I actually really appreciate this change. I don't know where the exact change kind of came upon, but I definitely really appreciate this level and this type of storytelling when it comes to anime, because the reason being is we can all sit here and agree that not every single episode of an anime is created equal. Even a fantastic, mind-blowing anime, classic anime like Bleach, like Naruto, like Demon Slayer, My Hero classics, you know what I mean? Just these classic anime that some would say, yeah, these are the, Full Metal. They're the best anime of all time, in certain people's criteria. But we can all sit here and agree that, hey, yeah, not every single episode is created equal. Some have fillers, some just have, less than exciting ones. Some are trying to do something specific, like build up a certain character or introduce a character, and they don't always hit. Or they try and go for comedy, it doesn't hit. They try to go for romance, it didn't hit. There's so many different things. So the reason that I spend so much time talking about this fact is when it comes to Komi Can't Communicate, just like this episode here, I would say that the portion of the episode that didn't hit for me on a personal level is the part that has to do with her playing cards with her grandma right before she goes to the shrine during New Year's. I would say that that period when she gets to grandma's house and up until she gets to the shrine, for me, I didn't not like it. I thought it was cute. You know what I mean? Time with grandma is cute. But I just think that it wasn't as endearing or as engaging as a lot of the other things that happened in the anime. The one thing that I really enjoyed about this episode the most was the snowball fight. I think the snowball fight was actually the most enjoyable thing about the episode. And that definitely comes because Najime went and basically pulled our poor boy Tadano out of bed, yanked him at like 5 a.m. out of bed, went over to Komi's at 6 a.m. and decided that they're going to spend some time together. They're going to create snowman. The Yuki, the snow just hit the ground, so they're going to spend time doing that. And I actually really enjoyed that because, again, one of the most enjoyable things about Komi Can't Communicate is seeing how she responds and how she is in these new situations that are completely foreign to her because she's never had any of these experiences before in middle school and elementary school, because she just never had this level of friends being able to kind of communicate back and forth and understand her, which in some cases we could definitely say that it does take somebody who's a little bit more mature to understand her. So high school is a great point for this. And she, she was able to go in and spend the time, creating snowman and just playing around the snow with Tadano and with Najime. And I think we can all agree, right? I think you can agree with me that, Najime is probably out of the friend group, probably the most out there, and definitely the most always thinking about, Komi and getting her out of her show. And then on the opposite side, you have Tadano, who is like Komi's best friend, but also, obviously our love interest, her love interest. So, that relationship is like so you have your two most important relationships, kind of spending time with them. And I think that was really enjoyable. Then we get into the snowball fight, and the snowball fight was freaking hilarious. They put up the elementary school kids come to play, and they have a snowball fight to where it's like, okay, if you get hit by a snowball, you dead. And a lot of the elementary kids went just they just hella died, and then it got left to Komi to finish it off, and Yamai turns tail and has revenge, and she basically kills all of her teammates because they were focused on Komi. She was like, I won't let Komi die. So she gets all of them. She gets all of them, and Komi then ends Yamai's life via Snowball. Also, I just want to throw out there Agiri-chan. Oh my gosh, I love Agiri so much. She's my favorite character in the anime, just from the way she acts and everything. I think Agiri is my favorite, and I love seeing her during that Snowball fight. So you have all that stuff, right? And then we get to the New Year. So the point again, the point circling back to like the beginning is that I love the level of storytelling that the anime has, and I had a stupid smile on my face. I laughed. I enjoyed it. You know, when the kids were dying, and the one girl's like, "Go, avenge me. Go on, live your life." And she's like, like just. I can see kids doing that, and I think that's really cool, and really fun, and really enjoyable, and really entertaining. So I just love the level of storytelling that Komi has, and each week each episode is a feel good episode. You can kind of like turn off your brain a little bit and just watch and enjoy the anime, and it's just really really good. And it's definitely I think it at first I was like romantic, comedy. I think it really skews more towards slice of life, which is completely okay. Last thing, obviously, is the New Year stuff where she spends her time as the Shrine Maiden. So Komi, the Shrine Maiden. I think she makes an extremely cute Shrine Maiden, but she was just shrieking and just cowering under the pressure of having to be a Shrine Maiden, which they basically what they are. They're the attendants, or they're the cashiers for people who go and get their fortunes and get their good luck charms and different charms that the different shrines will sell. So it's like, oh, good luck on a test, or lots of love is in your future. So you have a charm for love, a charm for doing well, a charm for good health. So they sell those types of things. So it was definitely really entertaining to watch her be a Shrine Maiden and pull it off by having the other girl write for her, Inui-san, I think. Inui, I think that's what her name is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the country girl with the little dots is for eyebrows. So she helps her out, and then, that's kind of where the episode ends. After that is okay. They ended on New Year's, bringing in the new year. So overall, a really good episode of Komi Can't Communicate, episode number 5 for this season of Komi Can't Communicate. Really good episode. The only downside is having to wait for fan subs, because obviously, I think this may. I don't even know if this hit Netflix yet. I don't even want to say Netflix, because then YouTube's gonna come after me. But essentially, the only thing that sucks is having to wait for this anime to come out each week for fan subs. But thank you all. If anybody, for some reason, if anybody who is working on fan subs listens to this video, thank you guys so much for your work. But let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about the Snowball fight. Let me know what you think about Komi the Shrine Maiden. Put your thoughts in the comments down below. And my friends, I will see you guys next week for episode number 6.